building the library, one of the things that we had to see was that we had availability for light to come all the way through and vision for people as they were entering into the library. So everything in this area is open to eye level. So you can see from here all the way down. There's a view everywhere. There's all small meeting spaces, study spaces. Some people are here just studying. Some people are using it for a job reference, but there's always someone in this library. I just wanted to point out that the back rooms here were all donated by individuals or different companies that are represented in the city of Medford. Whatever you can take these rooms with your library card and have a designated amount of time to make use of the rooms in the library here. One particular morning, I'd like to tell this story. One particular morning, I was here to meet Barbara Kerr, and I was probably about 20 minutes early. And I said, well, let me just sit in one of the rooms and do some paperwork because it's nice and quiet. I had a tap on the window. The woman had announced to me that she had reserved the room for herself. And I said, oh, I'm very sorry. I didn't realize that you were anticipating using the room, which will bring me to a little portion of the story. Back here, if you come on down, there's availability for you to have a tablet that you can take and use with your library card. So back to my story about the woman tapping on the door. She had taken her library card, she had taken a tablet, and she went into the room. She told me as she entered the room, she was going in for a job interview. Now, I know nothing. She could have been a single mom with children at home. She could have been just a businesswoman needing a quiet space. However, she did come into the room. She used the computer. She took a job interview, and I waited for her, and when she came out, she told me she got the job. So that's such a great story to think that here's the library, and here's a space that someone came in for some reason or another, used that space, and was able to secure a position for herself. So I'd like to introduce Holly Sargent while we're here. If you just raise your hand.
I used to live in Medford. That's the reason that I was originally connected up and then linked up with Ellen and whatever, and Barry Sloan. And so everywhere I go, no matter where I am, basically people rave about our library. I'm often like in fact, I was with legislators from Massachusetts, and I would say, oh, have you ever been to that new library in Medford? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a fabulous library in Medford. And so your fame has spread.
Thanks, Holly. So now, as we walk along, I will tell you that up here on the left-hand side, or it will be your right-hand side as you're coming up, there's a local history room. And we're very proud of that because of the ability to go in and make reference to the history of Medford here. In the library that we had before, it was all one level. The children's library was mixed right in with the adult library, and there was never quiet spaces for the adults and never enough space for the children to be children. Here, obviously you can see it is wide open, and this is just a wonderful space for the children. There's a historic tree on the side of the property, and that was one of the things that we wanted to be sure that we could maintain. As you will look down, you'll see trees right here inside the building. The thing about this tree, it's wonderful because this bench will pull out and you can rotate the crank, and it's like an umbrella that will go up and down. So as seasons change or activities change with children, we can bring the tree right down and they can decorate it and bring it right back up again. So the children just absolutely love it. The other thing that I truly love about this space is if you notice the walls behind here, all the way along the wall. There are small tiles, and they're put in a wooden frame. And these were the very first fundraising event that we had for children and for families. And I think it's wonderful because these children will see, if they remain in the city or when they return to the city, that their artwork has been on display and could very well be on that wall for 40, 50 years. And that's really just a delightful thing to know. So if you come on down in here, when Mrs. Bloomberg passed away, probably about 15, 20 years ago, we had hired an artist to come in, and these wall hangings here are in memory of Charlotte Bloomberg. In the middle of this room is some study spaces, some gathering spaces, however you would like to use them. This particular room was a sensory room. It's a quiet space, so that if there's a child that might be struggling and needs to just get away for a quiet moment, they can come right into here, where the lights can be a little bit lower, or the room can be quiet for them and they can feel comfortable with whomever they're with. This is a terrific room. This room is so important because we didn't have this in the other building. We never had storage space for children's crafts or anything. We never had a sink where someone could wash their hands. So this room is used on a daily basis, whether it be a little story time in the morning or a craft in the afternoon or a dinner engagement at night. This room has multi-purpose use. As we walk into the teens room, it was very important to make the teens feel very comfortable. They never had a space where they could call their own, and now they do. And they were given the opportunity to help pick out their style and their furniture and so forth. And so as we walk in, this is the teens room. They can just sit on a stool if they want and chat. They can, use their phones if they would like to, whatever. Here's the rooms again that I explained to you that can be used if they want to have like a Girl Scout meeting, a Cub Scout meeting. All the rooms are equipped so that there's computers in here. There's boards that they can use for writing on. So it just lends itself to anything that you would like to be able to do in that room. This is kind of a nice fun space for the kids to sit, and they can either watch some videos or they can play video games. This is just like if they were in a location where they can just come and sit right at the table. They can have their snacks and they can enjoy the time. They come and they play board games. They'll sit and use it as a study reference for each other. So this is a little bit of a challenge for us because there isn't one teen in the city that does not like to come here on an early afternoon from school. So we can have sometimes as many as 100, 125 students.
We had 148 last time.
So this room, as we're all filing in, I will tell you, has been donated to the library by Tufts University. Thank you, Rocco DeRico.
It has 3D printers and it has a podcast or a music studio also in the back that has a microphone and software that people can use to start up a podcast, which I know sounds like a nightmare, but it is a good creative outlet.
Yeah, and we are very, very lucky. My teen services librarian came to me today to let me know that our teen coding class had 14 teens in here. We had to cram them in this morning. So it is an actively used teaching lab. We have very basic classes like how to use Microsoft Office on up to how to do 3D printing, how to do coding, and it's a really wonderful space where we reach all sorts of folks. It does not matter your level of technology, we can get you up and running in this space. So it's been a true joy to have this space.
Let's see. So this room here is, it is just, it is such a draw point to all of the patrons in the citizens of Medford, as well as to the patrons of local libraries neighboring us. You can come in here and you could use a sewing machine and learn how to sew. You could come in here and use a blow dryer to learn how to blow dry your hair. You can come in and do any type of project you would like to do. It is just an amazing space, and there is not a library anywhere in the neighboring towns that has a room like this. This was the selling point of our library, was to have this room called the Maker Space. And I think I will tell you, I appreciate your attention. I'm glad that you're here this evening, and all that are here. We are grateful for your donations and contributions into the library. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. And if there's any questions, feel free to ask, okay? All right. And enjoy the night, okay? Enjoy the night. Thank you. Thank you.